nothing will prepare you for this, except for, I guess, if you've already seen it. This is wild. I saw this initially from Yellow Flash, who posted he killed Charlie Kirk to protect his trans lover. It's touching, in quotes, according to mainstream media. And I thought this was like a parody at first. I'm like, there's no way. But I'm like, no, there's no parody that would ever do this. This is real. This is ABC. And you're not going to believe this if you haven't seen it yet.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text.
There ain't nothing alleged about this dude. He admitted to the crime. Like, I guess you could say it's alleged, like he hasn't been convicted, but man, way to describe a story poorly right out of the gate. This alleged killer, like, oh, it might not be him. No, bro, it's him. Like, it is him. We're all quite sure of it.
Messages about the alleged murder weapon.
The alleged murder weapon.
Where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect.
I got to this part earlier today, and I could not keep watching it. I actually had to like close out that browser window. And I'm like, I can't. I gotta come back to this another time. He literally just took the angle of compassion for this dude. And look at his eyes and his tone. Like, bro, what are you doing? How could you even frame a situation in this angle? Like, with all the eyeballs on you, that you still take this approach. It is a cult that has permeated the news organizations all the way to the top. This is crazy.
A very intimate portrait into this relationship.
The dude killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight in front of thousands and thousands of people, potentially right in front of one of his kids too, allegedly. I don't even know if one of his kids was there. I heard that they were. We all saw the footage. How could you take this standpoint to be like, oh, what a challenging time for this young man. He must have had such a struggle with his life to have his decisions come to this point. Like, fuck this guy. Are you serious right now?
Between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who is transitioning, calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love.
Oh, we got ourselves a good old Romeo and Juliet here. Compassion. I mean, they're just in love. They're just two lovebirds, guys. Never mind, once again, this guy killed someone who's married to someone with two young kids that will never grow old to learn their dad. But don't worry, because this guy was in love with a psycho that was transing themselves. Yeah, that's totally normal. Let's try to good point, Demon Carol. Romeo and Romeo.
So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And
aggravating. Do it in front of children. Oh, it's aggravating. The duality of the situation, the love story that we have going on with this guy's life, and then the duality of man with him shooting the head off of a dude that was happily married with kids. Oh, the duality. Oh, what a wild story.
On the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting. And
whoa, he's trying so hard to ham sandwich this to be like, oh, put the bread and then put the meat in the middle and then put the bread on top. Like, oh yeah, it's loving. It's his lover. But bro, we get it. You are a lefty lunatic. This is an insane take. Insane take.
As Pierre said, riveting press conference, David.
Riveting. What a riveting story. Riveting. And then we have this story here, which kind of is you could say, mainstream media precursor to the days leading up to this situation. This is from Mays, who said, MSNBC hate monger 10 days before Charlie Kirk's murder. What did you do when the bad men come? What you are doing right now is what you would have done during Hitler. Who do you want to be? They say this stuff and then acted shocked when political violence happens. So here we go. Let's hear this clown.
At some point, I'm going to have grandchildren, and they are going to, at some point, I'm going to have grandchildren, and they are going to ask me, Granddad, Grandpap, what did you do when the bad men come?
Now, again, this is August 31st, so a full 10 days before the shooting. Where's this guy now? What's he saying now about the situation?
And what am I going to say to those kids? Right? What am I going to say to my future grandkids about what I did in this moment?
You're gonna tell them, hey kids, 10 days before someone got assassinated, I was one of the people that promoted the assassination. That's what you're gonna tell your kids. No, it's not. You're gonna make it sound like you did something actually honorable, because that's what you guys always do.
The answer can't be nothing. What anybody who is listening to me is doing right now is what you would have done at all of those great and
this is what we call the dog whistling, where he's saying, hey, I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to get in trouble, but I know I'm going to reach some crazy psycho out there who's watching me. I'm talking to you. You need to be the one that does something. Like, that's what they're doing right now. And they know damn well what they're doing, because they're fucking pussies. They will never put their entire life on the line or jeopardize their livelihood, because they're sitting behind their nice leather couch and with their nice painting on the wall and their nice house that they own. And they're looking for other people to take down their political enemies. It's fucking psychotic. And the craziest part about it is, as we learned on September 10th, it works.
evil points in history. What you're doing right now is what you would have done during Jim Crow. What you're doing right now is what you would have done during Pinochet or Hitler or Stalin or any of the other bad guys in history.
So again, just 10 days ago, remember that mainstream media says they never say that Trump's like Hitler. What are you talking? Where are these clips coming from? It literally is like every week or every 2 weeks, there's another talking head that is a direct correlation to saying Trump is Hitler or something along those lines. Here it is happening once again.
What you're doing right now is what you would have done then. So who do you want to be?
Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a crazy person, or do you want to just lay down and take it? Because Trump is just so evil. Trump's so evil. I will end it with this, guys. It's not all bad. I want to give a good ending to this. I said the future is indeed brighter. This is from Benny Johnson. Students show up to their school's board meeting to call out and demand the firing of a teacher who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. This teacher deserves to lose his job. As a member of Barrington High, I do not feel comfortable or safe with one of our teachers supporting violence. This was an unjustified cause of death that should never be celebrated. Rest in peace, Mr. Kirk. Well done. The teacher is reportedly under investigation by the district. They need to be suspended and then fired, because ain't no teacher that should be teaching kids to bring them up in a world of political violence. That's insane.
And as a people of the youth, we've decided to come up and give our perspective on the subject, considering it is our teacher and one of the people that will guide our futures. No matter what anyone says to me, I will never stand for violence, especially as a man who was publicly murdered in front of his wife, one of his children.
And isn't it sad, by the way? These are kids saying this to all these wokey adults that are sitting over here like confused. They're like, huh? What?
Thousands of students and other bystanders. Charlie was not a racist. He did not hurt anyone sexually, and he did not kill anyone.
He didn't do anything. They had nothing on him, which is why they had to find someone to take him out. A future high likelihood presidential candidate and high likely president. And they had nothing on him. No skeletons in his closet. He was squeaky clean. They had to find a way to take him out.
Therefore, this was an unjustified cause of death that should never be celebrated. So if you ask me, Charlie's children do not deserve to grow up without their father. Charlie's wife did not deserve to lose her husband. Charlie did not deserve to lose his life because of a different opinion. But this teacher deserves to lose his job.
Amen to that. Get them out. Fire everyone. Let's fucking go. I don't even care. People got to clip this and be like, oh, smash this cancel culture now. Nope. Nope. Fire everyone. These people are not fit for their job. This is a clear indication of it. Very rarely do we have a cut and dry, clear cut. This is an example of why someone is not fit for their position. Everyone can point to this as the barometer. This is the purity test. If someone is promoting actively and celebrating the death of someone that did nothing wrong except share their opinions and have a conversation, I'm pretty sure most people who are sane would look at that as, yeah, that makes sense. Probably shouldn't be celebrating that.
As civilians and people of our great country, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than to support, or worse yet, rejoice in violence. Someone who advocated for an arrested murderer and assassinator of one of the greatest debaters and free speakers of our time should have no place in the classroom, more so around young children.
They're crushing it. They're crushing it.
As a student of Barrington High, I did not feel comfortable or safe with one of our teachers supporting violence. We believe this world needs God because something as cruel as this should never be celebrated. God bless Charlie Kirk and rest in peace, Mr. Kirk.
You know what the funniest part about all this is probably the most important thing that these kids will ever do in elementary school or junior high or wherever they are. None of the homework assignments, none of the tests that they try to pass, none of the after school stuff. This right here is what it's all about. This is where they grow from this. And they'll look back at this. These kids, like, I would love to see what they become in the future, because this is the future of the country. People like this. It's awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. So shout out to these guys being more adults than the actual adults in the fucking room. It's sad that it's come to that point, but hey, at least there's hope for the future. But I will leave that one there.